Welcome everybody to the channel. If you're new, you're welcome. Welcome everybody to the channel. If you're new, you're welcome. Just thought I'd give you an update with the situation with TV licensing at my front door. As I said, I have explained to people on the channel that everything's documented here, what the BBC do to you when you become license free. That's what the channel's all about, to stop you getting fined at your doorstep. You know, if you do come and you're not familiar with how to handle them. Of course, in the letter there, which you can see I've got, there's going to be a visit shortly, according to the BBC Capita Investigations Department. They're coming to call. They've asked me if I'm going to be in on the 25th. Well, whatever they say doesn't really matter to me, because I'm no lawful happy to stay in that day. If I want to go play golf or something, I want to go to a day out somewhere, there's nothing to do with them, because my situation is, I've told them several occasions, I'm not watching, I'm not paying. So whether they turn up, whether I go out, is nothing to do with them, because I've already said to you on this channel, if you're not watching, you're not paying. So you try and get through to them. So it's just like, if I didn't have a television in the house, well, I have got it, obviously, but, you know, if I didn't have one in the house, why would I need to stay in to let them in to check? You know, if they come knocking on the door, we come to check, you know. I don't have to stay in to check, just you know, whatever, to sort of, if they say they're coming on that particular day. I have got a TV set, of course I have got a TV set, you know, most people have. But most people in this day and age watch television either on the phone, on their laptop, on their tablet, and they don't necessarily have to have a TV license. Sorry, TV, and that's what a TV license was for. Sorry, was for a TV. And of course, in the letter, in this letter, it's saying what I have to do, and I made a mistake about email. I thought you said email them. It doesn't say email in the letter. Sorry about that. If you look at the letter, I've no right to do anything, but I don't have to tell them. I've already told them I don't watch, and they ignored that. So you can see, folks, as I've told them, I've actually telephoned them. It's all on the channel. I mean, I could ring them up tomorrow maybe, or sometime, and tell you about what I'm going to do, and you know, tell them you don't need to bother coming on the 25th, and they give me 2-year exemption again. Maybe they'll do that, I don't know. But I'm not really wanting to do that, because we'll see what happens, folks. It's all documented, like I say here. We'll see what happens on the 25th, it's a few weeks' time. Now, I may not be in, I think it's on a Thursday. And whether I'm in, whether I'm doing something Thursdays, I don't know, because I'm doing some stuff at the moment, looking after my mother and father, and on that day maybe they may need some help. I don't know. More help to my mother and father come first than the BBC Capita knocking on my door. But if you see on my they're just salesmen, so there's nothing to worry about. Just a salesperson knocking on your door. That's all you class them as. And if they're trying to sell me some double glazing, or they're trying to sell me a lawnmower, I'm not really bothered. That's what I class it as, and that's what your legally situation is. That they've got no rights to harass you, really. And we'll see what happens, folks, because after a period of time, you know, they may not even come, you know, on that particular day. They may come another day, and they'll keep coming as much as they want, as far as I'm concerned, because it's nothing to do with me. You know, what they do to investigate. Like I said, to investigate and to get into your property, they need evidence, folks. They need evidence. Now, unless you're a magician, and you know, it used to be like called Paul Daniels. If you're a magician, you can materialize something up, and documentation and say, yeah. The only way they can do it is to falsify a document, which they have done in the past, Capita. They have done it with Mr. Shakespeare, a well-known person, Mr. Shakespeare. They come into his property and stitched him up, and one or two other people. I can't recall the names of the other people. So they come in the premises and they will blatantly try and stitch you up, try and make you fine you, or something. They'll try and do something because they're on commission to sell you a license. And if you don't need a license, well, there's no reason for to come in the house, which is in my case, of course. I've already told them this. So anyway, folks, we'll see what happens because, like I said to you, it's all there in the letter. If you look at the video there, it's in that video. How I've read it with you, to sort of say, well, the next step is, well, we'll see if they come. Now, whether they come or not, like you say, it's immaterial because it does say in the letter, we may come on that day. Are you going to be in on the 25th? Are you not going to be in that day? We may come the day after. We may come this. We can come at any time we like. So that looks like to me, I think in the World War, Germans, the German Gestapo used to be like that. They say, well, we're going to come and investigate your premises on a such and such a day and whatever, and that's how they run the situation on fear of the Gestapo. Is it this Gestapo? Yeah, the German people, probably obviously the Jewish people and any people that the Germans didn't like. They wanted to get rid of them or arrest them or something. They come knocking on the doors or send them a leaflet, so leave the premises or something, or check if you harbour any people they didn't like. So obviously capita are more or less like a Gestapo, coming to call and see what you've got in your property. What right is it them coming to my property? And it's just ridiculous, that this needs to change. Now, I did hear on Tuesday TV about the Labour situation, the Labour Party policy on the new TV licensing situation. Obviously, we've got a new government, and whether they're going to continue with the policy of the Conservatives, which were, when Boris went in, he put Daft Doris in charge. And of course, Daft Doris did absolutely nothing really, apart from messing around. So if you look at the video with 2CTV, which is a very respectful channel, and he talks about media in this day and age where I can get all your information from. It's a very good video, and he explains it probably more delicately than me. I'm just an average guy on the street, But BBC have a situation where they have BBC studios. They have other companies they've bought and sold and stuff like this, and make money out of and do this and do that. As well as the TV license, they fund that. They get money for that from the government, allowing them to do this by getting into tax. Now, if you see in Tuesday's video there, it's really something that people don't need to do anymore. You don't need to watch BBC television. There's so much. Somebody's car alarm's going. Just stop it there. So most people of a younger generation than me, the younger generation coming through, the iPlayer is everywhere you go on the BBC. Over the weekend I was watching the football. Obviously we lost the match, and disappointed about that. But they played better than they did, and we lost anyway. But the point was, I watched it at a friend's house, and we had a few beers and stuff, and I watched the game. It was fine. I didn't have to watch it on BBC television, or ITV or whatever. I went somewhere else to watch it. I can watch it anywhere I want. I can watch it on my phone. I could watch it on my tablet. Wherever it's being broadcast, I could watch it because it's live. And that's another thing what the BBC have. They have a monopoly. The BBC have a monopoly on the live television situation. Anything live, you have to have a license. Now, there's alarms going off. So like I was saying, the BBC have a monopoly on that situation, that everyone who watches live programs has to pay a license, watching live television. Well, of course, on YouTube, if I wanted to go live here now, I could go live because I'm not a TV channel as such, but it's only the companies that are broadcasting live, and you're watching them live, that applies to. It's not. It does say on the letter about you can't watch things live on YouTube and various other channels, Prime. They try in the letters try and make you feel that if you're watching live television, most of it you can't do it. So, I mean, that kind of stuff, like when the King's coronation was being done. It's just it's just a way of making you want to pay. That's just the way they do it. But eventually the public, it's not me, it's you out there, the public, will just say no to all this. They'll just say, we're not buying a TV license anymore. We don't really need it. And fair dues to you if you don't. That's what I'm here for, is to making you give us some options, nothing doing anything illegal. This channel is a documentation of what you do to become license free, like Inspector C. And you can cut the cord kind of thing, not watching terrestrial television, because most of the younger generation now, teenagers and stuff like this, anybody using the TV to learn things, if you're at school, go to some homework, people go on the internet. They don't really bother with trying to watch interesting programs that the BBC might be doing, like natural history and stuff, which is fair enough. They got some great programs, BBC. We're not knocking the BBC here as such that they're making crap programs. Sometimes they do. If you want to watch EastEnders, carry on. It doesn't interest me whatsoever, and the soaps and everything else. I'm not into soaps. I'm interested in educational stuff, fair enough. But that's what I said, folks. They think they've got this monopoly forever, and it doesn't happen like that, folks. It doesn't work like that. It's only you, the public, and make it stop and say, right, we've got no powers anymore to make the public pay. That's what I'm doing. I'm just documenting things, putting it on here. So everybody else who's thinking about becoming license free like me, license free like Inspector C, it's up to you, because it's saving you some money, which is good, and it's the money you save you can put somewhere else. And of course the BBC in the letter, they say you're paying £6.50 a month now. Sorry, £6.50 a week. Now the license fee is £170, £169. And they're making you pay by direct debit, but they're charging you up front, and that's a bit of a cheat for me. But you can get a swipe card, a all pay card, which I've mentioned before, and it's only £3 because you can pay just £3 a week if you're having hard times, just pay £3 a week, and you swipe it and you pay like you're paying with other bills, But like I say, it is a tax, and that's what I said. I thought, with the Labour Party getting in, there might be a new broom coming through and say it's time for the BBC to stand on their own feet and go to subscription basis, do advertisements like ITV and Channel 4. And what's the difference? All they get is a lot of money to pay people like Mr. Lineker a lot of money, and for doing basically very, very little. And that's what it's about. They always get good wage rises and good pay rising. Staff there are always getting decent. The executives are all paying for the. They all get top money. Just like the water companies. The Labour are going to start sort of bring back into public ownership, and the wages there and stuff, and the way they've been ripping people off, putting water prices up, and not doing anything really to justify that. So anyway, like I said, things may change, but it's only going to change, I'm afraid. There's no other way, and that's why I'm doing this on the channel. There's no other way, folks, really, when I think about it now. It's only you, the public, who can change it, by saying, right, I'm not paying, I'm not watching, or I'm not watching what you know, things like anymore. I'm watching other things like catch up, which are quite legally to do as long as it's not live. So you can do it that way. You can watch other programs, and you can go onto YouTube. So I'm going to finish there, folks. Thanks again for all the new people who subscribe to the channel. Give us a thumbs up. Leave some comments on what you think. You're quite welcome to do that because, as I said, I have these little sit-downs in the car and chat of the next step on the channel, what to do. And on YouTube, has got lots of stuff on there, so you can watch other things. You don't miss out. I mean, I've not missed out on any news. You got people like 2CTV, you know, telling you the facts and stuff. So you're not missing out on anything, folks. Not missing out on anything at all. Anyway, folks, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks again to everybody. I will see you on the next one, hopefully, and I'll take it from there. And we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens on the 25th. I'm not worried about it. I'm not even thinking about it. I'm just saying, well, we'll see what happens, folks. We'll see what happens.